This is Alex in the mini conservatory, and we are starting to put in our mesh here in the bottom of this garden bed. And after we finish putting in this mesh, we are going to, or this chicken wire if you will, we're going to put a little bit of rock, and then we're going to start filling this up with our soil. We use this mesh for a few reasons, one of which is to keep pests out from the bottom, like different rodents and things like that. And also, it just helps us kind of keep this air gap that we're looking for on this specific garden bed. This garden bed, we have the air gap there, so hopefully this will have a little bit more airflow and it won't store quite as much water underneath this, especially because it's so close to the house. And with that, I'm just going to kind of keep moving along. As soon as this is all finished, we're also going to be adding in some lights actually above this garden bed. We're going to do a little experimenting to see if the lights make that much of a difference, and if they do, then we'll probably add a few more. Alright, so I'm here with some rock. We have two different size rocks that we have around the property. We're going to have this size that'll go in the very bottom, and then we're going to have a slightly smaller rock that's going to go on top of that, and we're hoping this will give us a nice drainage. So I'm going to go ahead and start filling this up, and then we're going to start filling it up with our potting soil. Alright, so we have the bottom of our garden bed filled up with these river rocks. Next, we are going to be doing a mixture of this FoxFarm potting soil mixed with some of this peat moss. And so the combination we find works really well for us. We're definitely open for any suggestion if you guys have any other ideas out there. We are working on doing some composting and different things at this time, but that does take a long time. So for right now, we've been using this FoxFarm, and we found out if you talk to the nursery, sometimes they'll give you a discount. So we actually asked, and they gave us a 10% discount on all of these, which saved us quite a bit of money, and we were very happy about that. And with that discount, it ended up being about the same price as a Miracle-Gro. So we definitely would prefer to go with this FoxFarm. It's got all that good nutrients from all those different animals, as well as a mixture of, all kinds of stuff. So check it out, and we're going to get this thing filled up. Alright, so they make a lot of tools out there, but we find that the best tool for mixing up soil is your arms and hands. So don't be afraid to get a little dirty and mix up your soil. Alright, so I'm filling up the bottom of our garden bed with this soil that I just mixed up. And we put a little bit more peat moss in the bottom than we do in the top. And the reason for that is that there's a little bit more nutrients in the potting soil. And so we want that nutrients to drip down and kind of go into the base. Where if you fill it up just entirely with regular potting soil, then a lot of that potting soil isn't getting used to its fullest. So I'm going to keep filling this up, and we'll be ready for planting here soon. Alright, so we're with our second batch of soil. I already mixed in some peat moss, but the next step, because we're getting kind of towards the top of the bed, is to add some of these worm castings, or worm poop. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of sprinkle this in here. And then I'm going to mix this up. And don't be afraid to mix this by hand. It's just worm poop. Alright. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and start filling up our bed a little bit more. Alright, so we got our bed all the way filled up, and as you can see, we actually overfilled it a little bit. The reason for that is we're actually going to be planting all the seeds that we got for this bed, and we just got them in from Eden Brothers, and so we're super excited about that. We are going to put them in the propagation trays, and within a couple weeks we should have some sprouts. Lily's going crazy over there. Alright, so we got our garden bed all filled up, and now I'm going to go ahead and fill up our propagation trays. These propagation trays are made by a company called AirPot Systems, and I believe they come out of the UK. They're made out of recycled food grade plastic, and we absolutely love these. So I'll go ahead and show you how we use these. They're super easy, and we actually find that we get better seedlings and they're easier to deal with. So the way we work with this is you go ahead and put in a little in the bottom, and then you press and really compact that soil down into this pot. Then you start working the sides. So go around and compact all this soil all the way around the sides. And after it's nice and compacted, then you just kind of fill up the middle. I tend to fill these all the way to the top. The reason for that is within a short amount of time that soil does settle. And so you want to give those roots plenty of length. And so let's say that our plants have been planted about 2-3 weeks ago. We have sprouts about this big and they're ready to pull out. So what I love about these the most is that you basically just pull this one screw out, you unwrap your soil, and then you have this perfect little soil cake. And then it makes it really easy to just kind of unearth your seedlings, and basically you never damage any seedlings this way. So we find this to be the easiest, the fastest, and the best way to grow our seedlings. And I don't imagine us really changing anytime soon unless there's something better out there. We're always looking, but so far this has been the easiest, the best way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and refill this one up, and we're going to get some seeds planted. All right, so we got our propagation trays ready, and we are going to start planting our seeds. So the one thing we've had a bit of a struggle is getting enough spinach to grow. So we're going to plant mostly spinach in this new bed, and we're going to try a new kind. So we usually plant Bloomsdale spinach, which is really delicious and we love. And so we got some fresh Bloomsdale seeds, but we also got this spinach called Noble Giant, and we really look forward to trying that out. These seeds are from Eden Brothers, so we're excited to kind of try them out. This is our first time using them. And then we're also going to plant some of this Swiss chard, and I didn't realize that we could get all the different colors separated. And so we got some pink lipstick here, and we're going to get that in the bed as well. And so I'm going to start planting these, and all we do to plant these, and I try to do everything in somewhat of a pattern, but basically all we're going to do is just put these about every inch or so apart. And so the way that I do this, I like to get a handful of seeds, and this is the Noble Giant, and then I just grab one of our seashells, and then I start in the middle. So I'll just go ahead and do this, and I'll throw a seed down here, and I'll continue this pattern all the way around. Alright, so we have our garden bed all filled up now, as well as our propagation trays. All these seeds that we just planted are going to end up in this bed here. And we decided to plant some giant Noble spinach, some of this Swiss chard, which is going to be in the color of pink lipstick. Pretty excited about that one as well. And then we just got our kind of standard Bloomsdale spinach. And so we're going to really try to pump out the spinach in this bed. And tomorrow I'm hoping to install the 2 lights that we have above this bed. But for the time being, we have these all of these propagation trays on warming pads, and that does help kind of get the seedlings going a little bit. And we're going to experiment without lights. We're really excited, and we'll keep you all posted. So thank you so much for watching, and hope you guys have a great night.